listen to this guy.
They
This
know
guy
who
thinks
you
he
are.
can walk to Springbank, knock on the door.
You
and
think
be
they're
like,
not okay?
I've got money. I want a cask. Give it
Real
to me.
talk right now.
0%
Okay.
chance you're getting it.
Okay, maybe
Don't fucking
that's
lie.
true. You're right.
Hey, welcome to Super Social Club. I'm Jeremy.
This is Whisky in the Six. I'm Rob.
Welcome to the Whisky Rant Podcast.
It's a little crusty,
It's frustrating.
and it's going to be a little bit of a rant.
I don't understand it. I don't know why.
Some sort of injustice.
Anyway, end rant.
Hello and welcome back to the Whisky Rant Podcast. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Rob.
And tonight, a quick review of one of the newer Springbank committee releases, along with a few samples of some other Springbank releases. Rob, tell them what we got going on here.
Yeah, so we have a Decadent Drinks 26-year-old Springbank gifted to us. The heel was gifted to us by our boy Whisky A. I don't know if actual identity wants to be shared, so I'll keep it at Whisky A. That's what his at Whisky A on Instagram if you want to follow him.
Whiskey A, big fan of the show. Appreciate
Yeah.
that, man. Very
Best guy.
nice. Yeah.
And then this is a Whisky Sponge 24-year-old that he gave us a sample of. We have a fruit fly busting our chops over here. Every once in a while that happens.
Get it.
And then, as Jeremy said when we started, this is the Springbank Society release, fresh port, 20-year-old. So, I mean, as usual, crazy bangers on the table. 26-year-old, 24-year-old, 20-year-old Springbanks. I mean,
We were just talking off camera about Springbank Society, and remember I did that video on like how to join the Springbank Society.
Yeah.
And like when I released it,
Days later.
they had shut down all like new members.
yeah.
And people were so mad at me. They were so mad.
Well,
Like,
what
the
are you gonna
comments
do?
were like,
Like-
"How to join the Springbank Society? Haha, you can, motherfucker." I was like, sorry guys. I didn't even know. I didn't know. Obviously, they had
just happened.
They had closed the doors at some point in time,
Yeah.
and I didn't know.
What are you going to do?
I released
It's not
the
your
video.
fault. You didn't tell them to do it. Although we're happy they kind of did secretly. Although,
Well, yeah, because this bottle in front of us right here is a half bottle, and this is the trend that they've been going
Less
to.
than
It's,
half, isn't it?
It's a 35 CL. So yeah, you're right. No, it's a half bottle.
30, yeah, I guess so.
35 CL.
Yeah, 35 because they did a 200 CL one.
That's right. They did do a 200 CL.
That was
for
the 28-year-old.
Yes, which was a great whiskey. As
Great
well.
whiskey. This is the Hazelburn came in. The Hazelburn 16 came in this half size. I think that's going to be their new route.
It's got to be because like they just don't have enough to spread around, and
Right.
for us, like I think that we get different society releases than other parts of the globe as well.
We do we? I didn't know that.
We do.
Okay.
Because I saw someone else had like a first fill sherry society release bottling. I was like, oh, how'd you get that? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's a different market, different part.
These are all hefty ABV. So 55.7, the fresh port, 20-year-old. 54.5 is the Springbank Whisky Sponge 3. I think that's a Whisky Sponge 3 Springbank. 24-year-old, 54.5. And did we say that this was sherry?
First fill, yeah.
First fill sherry.
for the Sponge.
And then the 26-year-old is also first fill sherry, and it's 56.8. So
This is the second time that Springbank Society has gone to a port release since we've been members. The first time was, what, a 16-year-old? Was it? 17-year-old?
yeah,
And now this is a 20. So maybe like kind of the same kind of whiskey, perhaps. They gave it to us at 16, and now they're giving it to us at 20.
yeah, maybe.
You know?
Good point.
Yeah.
It was 15.
Was it?
It
Okay,
was
yeah,
15,
yeah.
and it was a bang.
And it was probably 5 years ago.
Yeah,
So maybe they laid these casks down relatively similar time.
could have.
Be very similar whiskey.
I feel like that one was more heavily port influenced.
Yeah, you think it was a wetter cask or something.
Yeah. This one's a banger too, though. It's really good.
So we're just going to talk about what we think about these. And
Yeah, we're gonna nose them, taste them, and give them a mark.
This is the first time I've tried any of these whiskeys.
This is episode 97. We are
Yeah.
a few away from episode 100.
Yeah, the 100th episode's coming up soon.
So this will probably air a couple. When do you think you can edit this one? Why? And
Oh, this will go up. What's today? Wednesday?
Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow's Halloween.
Yeah, this will probably go up, Monday.
Monday. All right. So 2 sherry casks and 1 port cask.
This is the Whiskey Sponge? No.
This is the middle one's a whiskey sponge.
Is that what you're on?
Yeah.
Whiskey Sponge, they've been bottling some crazy stuff. And
How are they getting? Wow, that's
they're paying,
crazy.
They're
Good.
paying money, man. Like
Yeah,
how,
they must
how are
be.
they getting it? Yeah.
How are they getting a 24-year-old Springbank and a 20 and even Decadent drinks to get a 26-year-old Springbank?
That's the thing. Like,
What's happening?
Springbank doesn't show up too much in the independent bottling market. Even like the big players like Gordon MacPhail or SMWS. Like SMWS gets a few, but they don't get that much, do they?
Honestly, this is what I love about the whiskey community. I'm gonna go on off like a little baby tangent right now. Maybe not baby. Like, what does Whiskey A owe us? Nothing.
No.
Nothing. He owes us nothing.
Yeah.
He sends us these 2 bangers. Okay, I haven't tried this one yet, but this is stupid.
Yeah.
Did you try that
the
yet?
Whiskey Sponge. Yeah, I just sipped it. So good.
Like, I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Like,
But
that's.
I feel like the nose in this Decadent Drinks one is winning the show.
I haven't tried that one yet.
It's 26 years old. It's first fill sherry, but I don't think I've ever tried anything from Decadent Drinks before.
I haven't either.
Interesting artwork they have on this as well. But yeah, like, what do you think? Like, if you're going like, hey, I want to buy a cask of Springbank and independently bottle it, I mean, get out the checkbook because this stuff's not coming cheap.
Honestly, when I become a millionaire, that's right, I said when. The first thing I'm gonna do is go to Springbank, knock on their door.
Yeah.
So, what's available?
Yeah, I got a forklift here. I'm gonna take a cask.
Yeah, a couple casks.
Whatever one you got, I'll take.
Yeah.
They don't do that, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
So Serge can do it, I guess.
yeah, one of the biggest names in
Whiskey
whiskey.
Sponge.
One of the biggest.
They know
yeah.
who I am.
Listen to this guy.
They
This
know
guy
who
thinks
you
he
are.
can walk to Springbank, knock on the door.
You
and
think
be
they're
like,
not- okay.
I've got money. I want a cask. Give it to
Real
me.
talk right now.
0%
Okay.
chance you're getting it.
Okay, maybe.
No
Maybe
fucking
that's
way.
true. You're right. Let's say you're right about that part. We walk up to Springbank and they have no idea who we are.
Exactly.
Come on. You actually we reviewed like 10,000 Springbanks.
They
We
don't-
reviewed like we have the
they
world's
don't-
most reviews of Springbank ever.
They don't know who the fuck we are.
Yeah, they
no,
know
they don't.
us.
No,
They
they
know
don't.
us.
They don't at all.
I hope they prove us wrong. I hope they prove you wrong and prove me right.
You think our reach is more vast than
No, I don't think it's that vast. I just think the whiskey community is smaller than you think.
we have reviewed the most amount of Springbank, and we probably said the word Springbank more than anyone else on YouTube.
Guaranteed.
And people,
And we got a shit ton of people on Springbank.
and people hate us for that because they're
Exactly.
like, "Man, I was buying Springbank until you idiots started talking about it, and now
Which is
it's-
why
you
Springbank
can't-
loves
and
us.
now you can't get it."
Exactly. They love us because in Canada, Springbank was sitting on shelves until Jeremy and Rob started yapping.
2019, what a year! We could go to the
Yeah.
could go to the local LCBO and buy the 10. We could buy the 15. We could buy the 18.
We can call up Alberta and buy a case of Long Row Red and
We
a
could buy
case of
Longrow Red.
this
We
and a
could buy
case of that.
Cask Strength 12. It was there. It was good.
Right?
You could buy
We were-
as much as
remember
you
when we were
wanted.
buying for all of our friends? They're like, hey guys, this is really good stuff.
We
you
do.
should try
You
it.
shouldn't. You shouldn't have done favors for people. You just kept it all yourself.
Well, I'm a nice guy.
You are a nice guy.
I'm
And so-
surprised you didn't attest that one. That was,
no,
that was a really quick admission right
And
there.
so is Whiskey 8. And I think like that's what the whiskey community is all about. It's about sharing these things, right? Like obviously he's like, oh yeah, you guys got this. Here's a couple other Springbanks that you should put alongside it and just see what you think.
No, he's the man.
He is the
Whiskey
man.
is the man.
I mean, let's go to the society release port because we've been talking about how Springbank does port maybe as the best in Scotland.
Mm-hmm.
Port is hit and miss sometimes with a lot of
It's
different
often
distilleries.
It's
right?
often miss.
It's an often miss, but they seem to just know what they're doing with it.
Yeah, I
Maybe
would
they're
never tell that that's a Springbank port. That's a port cask. Could
Right,
you tell that that's port?
No, you'd probably say it's a sherry.
I would think that that's like maybe sherry, lightly sherried or whatever. But like you could tell it's a Springbank.
Yeah.
You can definitely tell
When
it's
a
a
porter
Springbank.
cask goes bad, you know right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, on when you try this Springbank, when you try this port, you know that on the finish, like it just screams Springbank.
I mean, I feel like the Whiskey Sponge is the best one of the three. Is that bad to say? Like, I don't mean to knock the OB, but the Whiskey Sponge is a banger.
Yeah, like on the nose on the Whiskey Sponge, you get a lot of this like weird char note, don't you? Like, what are you getting on the nose of the sponge? I think it's like it's got this like weird. I mean, every Springbank has this like weird kind of funkiness, but this one, it's more kind of like I don't know if you're getting like this magic marker, gasoline.
Yeah, a little bit of those. There's like a Happy Meal kind of note to it.
Just like that,
Like you open up a Happy Meal, you get that like cheeseburger kind of smell.
that like kind of danky cardboard.
yeah, all of
Beef.
it.
Yeah.
The whole Happy Meal.
Right.
Yeah, if you put that, it's
And,
all
like,
it's
yeah,
all of the Happy
That, like,
Meal.
that
The
cheap,
salty,
that cheap oil that they
Yeah.
fry the fries in.
but like delicious and makes
Yeah.
everybody like the moment you walk by a McDonald's, you smell that Happy Meal from a million miles away, and you're
Dude,
like,
yeah,
why? Like I eat filet mignon steak, I shouldn't be like lured by this.
You walk by a
disaster.
McDonald's when they got that fryer on full blast, and
And-
you're just like, "Oh yeah, that smells good.
So good.
It smells like diabetes."
There's nothing. I don't think there's a restaurant out there that like is more distinct than McDonald's from a mile away.
They must. Like, yeah, do you think they like pump it out?
They have to. They invest in fans that just like push it out.
Right? They got the exhaust
Yeah.
just perfectly tuned up. That HVAC system is so good.
It's not even a real smell. It's just like this manufactured like.
It's just a cartridge they put in.
Yeah, it's a cartridge they put into the fan that just pumps it out.
It's like
into the-
there's like this is how we get the fatties in here,
yeah, and it works every time. I mean, it works for me, so I can imagine.
dude. It is.
It's so hard.
It brings me back to the child. That's why kids just scream at you to go
Yeah.
to McDonald's every single fucking night.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
It's so true.
Man.
It's so true. Like if you start them young, it's over.
It
It's
is over. It is over.
It's over.
Yeah.
Arya is obsessed with McDonald's.
I mean, they do it right. You get the Happy Meal, you get the toy. I mean, I remember back in our day, we got the cool toys.
There's no one on this planet that loves a McDonald's fry more than my daughter.
Yeah,
No one.
they do fry. They have the best fries.
Best fries in
I
the
don't.
world.
I don't think that's even contested.
I don't think so either.
No.
McDonald's Happy Meal.
I mean, like you loving the Whiskey Sponge one. I don't know. I think the other two are.
Better?
I don't know. It's hard to say better, but I think
The 26-year-old has that like kind of really old smell that I love.
yeah.
That like tea note. It's a little bit there. Maybe I'm just looking for it, but
The Whiskey Sponge one is the most like crazy, astringent psychopath of the three. I think it's the most like outlier.
that's what you would expect from an independent bottler
Yeah.
kind of whiskey, right? It's like, okay, this doesn't really fit our profile. You can have this cask. It's still very good, but it's not like typically what we would put out.
Yeah, and I think that's the double-edged sword of independent bottling market. Is like you can buy cask, but like you're gonna get something that like they don't necessarily are gonna put into their blend.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like really really cool and good. Other times it's like yeah, this is like super different and like is it amazing? No, but it's like it's something that you're never ever trying before, which is cool.
Yeah. Actually, that Decadent Drinks one just completely changed my
Okay.
decision.
Yeah.
That was a really good sip.
Yeah, I like the Decadent Drinks one as well, and even like this Society release is really really nice. I mean, this Society release, I think it's like it's a port, and it's giving you everything that you'd expect and that what you'd want. It's not like it's not throwing you a curveball. You know
No.
exactly what you're getting with this, and you're getting really good Springbank and a port cask. It's not surprising me at all.
I'm getting like this doesn't drink Springbank either. This is like in the hottest part of the distillery, aged faster. Cause like you know that when they say it's a 26-year-old single cask, they didn't add anything else to that. That's really good, man. That's crazy good. Okay, so we're gonna mark these. I don't even know where to start. Like I'm confused. I gotta give them one more sip. You start. I think you've demoed most of that.
Yeah. Okay. So I would say for me, the Springbank Society release is the most like on par Springbank of the three. This is like this could be, a 21-year-old from 2019 kind of vibe,
Okay.
right? I love it. It's absolutely delicious.
It's great.
It's exactly what you'd expect. It's not giving you anything that you've never had before from Springbank. Score wise, I don't know. It's a 90. It's a 90. It's just really, really good. I would take it every day. Great Springbank.
I agree. Yeah, I'm going to give that one a 90 as well.
Okay. I think for me, then going to this Decadent Drinks one, this one for me is drinking really, really cool. It's really interesting.
Different.
Yeah, it's different than what you would get from an Fanobi Spring, obviously. Score, I don't know. Maybe it's a tick less. It's an 89.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go like a half a tick more.
Okay.
I'm going to say that's a 90.5.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Decadent wins.
Yeah.
It's got that like crazy old like note that I don't get.
You know
why
what? Just
it
going
has
back
it.
to it now, the finish on it, it's got this like kind of creamy texture. It's got a better like mouthfeel, I feel, than the other one. I'm actually gonna change my mark. I'm gonna agree with you. I'm gonna go Decadent Drinks is better than the Society. I'm gonna go 90.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will do that. Yeah, you're right.
I
You
didn't
are
mark this one
right
yet.
about that. And then the sponge. The sponge is weird, man. The sponge is like giving me just crazy gasoline
Really, eh? Gasoline.
on the nose.
It's like I get like a heavy charred cask.
It's super charred.
Interesting.
I don't know. The
Decadent, I'm gonna give it a 91. The whiskey sponge is maybe a hair better than the Society,
No,
and I don't know. I think so.
no. The whiskey sponge for me is like there's too many like the balance is off on the whiskey sponge. I think.
See, okay, and this is an interesting point that you bring up because I don't give a shit about balance, and that a lot of people really do.
Yeah.
But I don't like. If I want balance, I'll open a 46% whiskey and I'll drink that.
Yeah.
But there are people that really, really do care about that.
Yeah.
And-
I think you should care about the balance.
Yeah, maybe.
It depends what you're looking for, I guess.
I like a Frankenstein. I like
Yeah.
a freak.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes the imbalances can work well, and
Yeah.
sometimes they don't.
I think what it is we've had so many whiskeys over the years that a Frankenstein sticks out to me a little bit more once in a while.
I mean, the whiskey sponge is a definition of a Frankenstein, I think. Like,
Yeah.
I've never had a Springbank like this before.
No,
Ever.
I told you it's a Happy Meal.
Yeah. I mean, you do get points for that. You do get points for the uniqueness and for coming out with something that's not been done before. And
Yeah, and I mean,
this obviously gives me a little bit of like Valence and Mallet kind of like vibe to it.
really, eh?
Yeah, it does.
So I'm nosing it now, and I still would be able to tell that that's, you know what? It's more on the like long grow side.
Yeah.
It's more of like a long grow kind of cheesy.
Yeah. for
Right?
sure. Yeah, that's true. It's like
So
that.
that's kind of where that's at. It's a little bit more peated, maybe.
It's got the weird funky. It's got way more funkiness than the other two do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that that's probably a long grow, and they just bottle it as a Springbank to make more money. But like at the end of the day, it's still Springbank.
Imagine you were right about that.
I would not be surprised if I'm right about that.
That would be like your all-time like go-to.
No, but when do they ever like confirm our like predictions on that kind of stuff?
Well, why would they?
Well, according to you, they don't even watch.
It's true.
Okay, so I'm 90, 90 and a half, 91. So they're all pretty close.
Yeah, and I think I gotta bring the whiskey sponge down to an 89. I don't think it's gonna touch 90 for me. It is like really cool and different, but the balance is off, and I'd say the other two for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, but all really good. All
Yeah.
really, really good.
Episode 97.
All right,
We're chugging
we're
along.
getting up there.
Guys, comment below if you've tried these. They're bangers in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if like too many people will be able to try these. I mean, these are, single cast craziness things, but
Are these the type of episodes that people watch and like, I hate those guys?
Well, that's the thing. Like, here's the thing about like Whiskey Tube and stuff like this. Like, when someone's reviewing a bottle that you're probably not going to be able to source yourself.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, it's a single cask. It's
Right.
like, it's a one-off. It's like, it's certain markets are only getting it. You're never going to touch it. I still find value in watching those things because I'm interested in someone's opinion on like a whiskey that I might never ever try. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, why am I watching this? It's like, I'm never going to drink it. What do I care? What you
But
say
you're
about
right
it?
though. Like I'll still watch like a Mike and Narby
Yeah.
video of like a $5,000 whiskey that I'll never try in my
Yeah,
life.
for sure.
Because it tells you where they're at. Like it tells you like, okay, so if they're rating this like a 94, then that 91 they gave to like whatever it was that I can actually get is like a banger.
Sure.
I need to get that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it gives you a perspective of that as well.
Right?
And that's fine.
So like, yeah, I mean, I think we're actually, I don't know. We've been really tight with our scores lately. Mm-hmm. We've been tighter.
I agree.
We've been tighter than usual.
Yeah, like stuff's not getting like, to get to a 92 for us, I feel like you have to put out something that's like very, 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 very good.
Well, when you've had like 6 whiskeys that are 60 years old plus,
Yeah.
it's hard to like.
Sure. Like the more you drink, the scores will get tighter because you have a perspective of what's actually like really, really good.
Yeah, that's why scores are kind of arbitrary. And
They are arbitrary.
useless.
Yeah. Well, they're not useless, but yeah. I mean, everyone's perspective is different on like what you score something.
I get it, but like the average whiskey that we buy is probably between 86 and 88 because we're not going to buy something that we know we're not going to like.
I agree.
So after that, like, I don't know. I always knock our scoring system. I always knock it. You know me. I just hate it.
Yeah. I mean,
I hate bubbles.
I like
hate
it
being put in a box.
Honestly, I like it. I like it better than someone scoring out of 10 or out of 5 or
Oh, yeah.
like a system where it's like pretty much every single whiskey is the same score. It's like
I
it's a
feel
four,
like-
4 out of 5, 4 out of 5, 4 out of 5. Like, everything's a fucking 4 out of 5.
You're right. I don't
You
know
have
the right
to
answer.
have. You have to
The
have.
problem is there's so many whiskeys within the 80 to like 92 range.
Sure. And like this is what I tell people about my scoring system as well. It's like if I was to review Smirnoff vodka, it would get like a 5 out of 100 because the
If
5
that.
points would give you like you get a buzz, and that's the 5 points. It's a spirit review score out of what I think you would get out of it, right? So like, yeah, when I'm drinking Scotch whiskey, which is a majority, like 90% of what I drink, it's going to be between pretty much like 80 and 90.
Yeah.
Because like that's where Scotch whiskey is going to land.
And you know what? To support that, 2 guys bought me a bottle today. Actually, they bought me a Japanese whiskey that's hanging out behind my shoulder over here for my birthday. And they were like, oh, like we were hoping to buy something that you never tried. And actually, they actually succeeded because I've never tried that bottle behind. And they're like, okay, so like what's an entry level that you would recommend in the $30 range for Scotch? I'm like, that doesn't exist.
Mm-hmm.
How about 50? Doesn't
Not really.
I mean, like Dean Stin Virgin Oak, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's like you got to spend $80 to $90.
Yeah.
Minimum.
In this market, for sure.
So you're already spending close to $100. No wonder why our scoring is between like 84 and 90.
Sure.
Because you're spending like nobody makes. I mean, not nobody, but not many people make $90 an hour. You know what I mean? So it should be a good experience because you have to pay for it. You
Sure.
know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I feel like I want to just throw out some reviews on my channel of like just garbage spirits, and be like, here's a 10 out of 100 for
I
you.
bought Screwball the other day.
Screwball whiskey, the peanut
Yes.
butter, the peanut
Yes.
butter one. Yeah, and what did you think?
I don't know. I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for like a party to like open that.
it's over sugared.
Is it good?
It's over sugared. Yeah, it is good. It is good. I mean, you wouldn't.
I
You
bet
wouldn't-
it's like we should make like a cocktail. Like
it's to enhance a cocktail. For
I feel
sure
like
it is.
I feel like we make a hot cocktail
Yeah.
with Nutella
Oh, okay.
and Screwball whiskey.
Yeah, you know what? Screwball
There's not an
whiskey-
Italian on the planet that would be like, no, I'm not drinking that.
Yeah, Screwball whiskey is it's for what it is. It's fine. It's totally fine.
Episode 97.
There you go.
Thanks for sticking around, guys.
Yeah, comment down below. Springbank independent bottlings. Have you ever tried, one that stands out for you that's a little bit different than what the OGs give you?
I think these are the first and only Springbank independents I've ever had.
Because if you want an SMWS Springbank, thousands.
But these are thousands.
Thousands.
I'm assuming these are thousands as well.
26-year-old Springbank independent bottle.
$2,000. This is probably like $1,500.
What did we pay for the 20-year-old?
We stole those things.
What did we
Those
pay
things
for
are
that?
like 200 and something.
Paid
bucks.
$300, didn't
Yeah,
we?
200. No,
for a half bottle?
$280 I think.
$280 for a half bottle.
Yeah, which is all day, every day you buy
So
that.
like under $600 for a full bottle of 20-year-old
Right?
Springbank. Yeah, that's pretty. That tracks.
No, like
That tracks.
Springbank Society is.
Well, they give it to us at a good price, right?
It's the best price on the market.
And I think Springbank, we should give them some credit because I think that they're like, guys, like don't jack up our prices.
They always
I think-
enforce that.
I think they tell their distributors and their retailers, it's like, don't make this stupid.
Exactly.
Like charge a reasonable price. Like do it fair, whatever. And most people do it fair. Like
Yep.
most people that we're familiar with, like they'll do a lottery, they'll do whatever to make it fair for people. Mm-hmm. But they won't be like, we're going to charge a secondary price at a retail store. So that's nice.
Exactly.
They're doing it the right way. That's why they're the best distillery in Scotland.
Best in the world,
All right, there you go.
not just Scotland.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. Really much appreciated. Have a good one.
Cheers.
Cheers.